Oh, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to this week's Space Weather. You're into a tea. Holy cow, y'all. I am telling you, this week for me at least has been a hell of a week. And we're going to be talking about this in the Space Weather. I am one of your hosts. I am Io Ash Masako. I just downloaded a whole new version of The Void that I didn't necessarily want. So we can talk about that a little bit in this episode. Thank you so much for joining us, especially those that are joining here live. If you would like to join us live, go join our school community. You can get into the lives, you can stay for after hours. We do some like hot seat moments, check-ins, quick little readings. So if you want to be there for that, go hang out in school and let us know. We'd love to have you over there. I also want to give so much gratitude to my co-host, Bonnie Sunshine. There is a reason why her last name is Sunshine, is because when I am in the chaos and the muck and the totally freaking out, which I have been doing for the past 10 minutes getting ready for this, she is able to still hold this beautiful container and ground us all down with love and peace. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Oh, I love you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Bonnie Sunshine, the Archer. I am all the things, and I am nothing. And all of you is welcome, including any nothingness that you're feeling. Everybody, take a deep breath. Let yourself land. Put anything aside so that you can have this 45 minutes to yourself, for your higher self, to receive, to give, to be witnessed. And I'm also hearing so much love for all of you. Do you love my dramatic lighting? I changed the angle of my light today and I feel like I'm a princess.
It is a very dramatic lighting. It's very noir, very noir. So good.
So good.
Oh my
I'd
gosh.
I'd love to hear what everyone's bringing with them today. What's on your heart? Where are you in the world? What are you drinking? Ooh, oh my gosh, this card just flew out.
Literally.
Literally.
Spiritual union. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, I'm seeing like the third eye. I'm getting a cup of wisdom, and we will be talking a lot about wisdom. We've got somebody in the comments saying, "What are they drinking?" Oh, some nectar of the gods. I swear to goodness, you guys. So I put up this beautiful bird feeder, and the squirrels know when I get on a call. They know when I get on a call, and then they go and they eat all of the peanuts, all of them, all of the sunflowers, all of the peanuts. So I don't really have a bird feeder. I have a squirrel feeder right now. We've got people, asking what you're drinking because this is into a tea. What are you bringing with you? Somebody's got some warm salted lemon water and making some coffee. Me, I'm having my green tea latte with pistachio milk. Bonnie, do you have your celery juice today? Are you still on your celery juice kick?
I am still on my celery juice. I haven't made it yet today. I am drinking warmed lemon salt water with cream of tartar. It helps with hydration. Hold on.
With cream of tartar. Really interesting. I find that very interesting.
Cream of tartar is a powder used in baking, and it also is used to create homemade hydration electrolytes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with cream of tartar. Also, is it tartar or tartar? Because I've always heard tartar.
I don't know. I'm
Or
just
is it
saying
a
it like that today.
I, dude, I do phonetical pronunciations. That's why I always joke about my name being EO because it's spelled IO, right? And like, I swear I just did it to annoy myself, right? Like. So let's go ahead and dig into a little bit of this space weather. The theme of this week, the holistic theme of this week, is the wisdom is in the integration. And I'm going to let that land. I'm going to say that a couple more times. The wisdom is in the integration. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar yet with integration, essentially what can happen is we can have these periods of a great aha, great transformation, these really beautiful moments of these singular events that can really change our lives, right? We see this a lot coming out of like containers of like tantra containers or self-development containers or ayahuasca containers, and the period afterwards, right? During those containers, you can learn a lot about yourself. You can release a lot of things that you've been holding, they have been pent up, that have been driving you crazy. And the time afterwards is a period of what we like to call integration. And integration is essentially letting it all sink in, right? So if you went through a container, you went through a period, been through a period this week, let me tell you this week. You've been through a period where there was a lot of emotional release, you let some things go. The time of integration is to get that to sink in, to get that to hold, to bring that into a place of embodiment and a time of like deep rest and reflection. So this week is really a lot about that, but especially next week it gets even more wild, guys. So join us next week for that. But this week we're going to talk a lot about the me versus we, right? Depth over adequacy, right? Is can you have something that has a lot of depth and a lot of authenticity and a lot of vulnerability that's been coming up a lot these past few weeks, and it's going to have a big spotlight shined on it this week with the full moon going into Libra, which is going to be happening. Oh, is it the first or second? I thought I had it written down. This is how much of a mess I am, guys. It's the first. So thank you, Bonnie. And that's going to bring in balancing personal power, right, with partnership. And we'll talk more about that later in the episode. Gate 48 is coming in, and this is happening as well right after the full moon on the second. And that is depth and wisdom. We've got initiation in human design happening on the 5th. I feel like I'm just reading a list to you, and I hate that. So I'm going to own that right now. But this is where I'm at, guys. I'm just reading off a list that I wrote up, an hour ago because, yeah, times and things like that. So I'm going to call myself out on it. One of the really cool aspects is we are shifting into a 5 month. And I am so glad that we have our resident numerologist on here. I may see if Bonnie would be okay and they would be okay if they're willing to come on for a brief little thing to talk about the new 5 month. I would really love that to happen. So, sorry, not sorry for putting you on blast. You totally can say no to that, Lindsay, if you want. And then the practice this month, what I really, really want people, you know, to take notice of, and the invitation for the practice this, not this month, this week. Okay, and this month. I said it correct. Sorry, guys. Um, when you hear me talking like that, that's me talking to my guides and them talking to me. But the practice this week is to really get good at noticing on where you might be holding back, where you might say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready, right? That is a really good practice to hold on to for this week. I'm going to go breathe some more because I'm still feeling obviously really, really high. And Bonnie's going to hopefully come in here and mute me because I
Yes,
have lost all control over my computer again.
you're good.
I
You're
can't even
good.
move my mouse.
You're fine. You're fine. I've got me on at least view. So um I have a couple things. I'm realizing that the spiritual union card also popped out because of this integration message. And what I want to add to that is this is the liminal space. After you go through something big where you're either shedding, you drink a cup of ayahuasca, it isn't that you go and take this and do your integration alone in that liminal space. It is that you bring it to your community. And if you are in a circle, you bring it there. If that circle isn't where you're meant to do the integration, have the liminal resting and harvesting of that information, bring it to a different group. And we are definitely one to do that here for you. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, if our resident numerologist wants to come on voice only, we're welcome. We're welcoming that as well. I see you making all kinds of. Can you? Um, I can unmute you. Yeah. I have to find controls. That give you a thing. It's all about technology today. No, you're still muted. It's going to be the Bonnie show. All right, everyone take a breath and let anything fall off, either out your feet, out your root, into the ground. You're not doing anything wrong, incorrect, or bad. I feel like the soup of hypervigilance and uncertainty. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I can't actually unmute you. This is so funny.
Okay, hi guys. We're coming
There
from a
we
different
go.
angle. Oh my gosh. My computer just completely locked me out. It went a black screen. Then when you asked me to unmute, it was a thing. So this is also one of the themes for this week, and I'm cracking up, is because Mercury, even though we go out of retrograde, we can still have the shadow of Mercury still coming in. And so we're still in a Mercury shadow, which I find really hilarious. I much would prefer to be on this other location. I'm going to close some things out and see if that helps because I think my CPU usage is a little high. Let me try to get back in. Thanks for your patience, you guys.
This is the art of being with what is and panicking. And there we go.
Hi.
Ta-da! You did it.
Maybe we'll see how long it lasts, dude. Oh, yeah. Being in the art of what is, like, you're absolutely spot on with that, Bonnie. Like stuff like this is going to happen, right? If you are coming to Somae and you're expecting like a polished front, you came to the wrong place, bro. Because we
We're
accept it.
polished.
We are
We're so
polished.
polished.
We are so polished. And also, you're going to get the mess. We're going to flip over and let you see our rough sides. We're going to flip over and let you see our asses, so to speak. Right? Like that's what this is here. I lost all of the chat. So when we come to the new month, which is at the very end, if Lindsay, our resident numerologist, does want to come in and chat about it, I'd love to have her. If she doesn't, that's totally cool too. So where were we at? Yeah, practicing and holding back. Like if you're saying I'm not ready, like look at this. Look at what's happening now. But tech issues all over the place. I could use this right now and be like, well, obviously we're not ready. That's not true. We're so ready for it. We are so ready for this. We're so ready to be here with you guys. No matter how garbage or chaos or sad or happy or whatever state I'm in, I want to be here with you guys. Like that's what I want to be here. I want to be here with you. I want to be here with Bonnie. So, yeah, yeah.
Well, we are in the times of doing something that we've never done before. And that might look like with someone else, it might look like doing it messy, unpolished, um, uncertainty. Because as we move through that, we get more discernment, we get more certainty. Oh, is that why this is coming in? Um, the third eye chakra came in upside down while that all that was happening. And it's around the self-doubt of intuitive knowing.
It's interesting because that's another thing that we're literally going to be going into right now too.
Yes.
Okay, so
Cards are on point.
let's just jump into some of the space weather and see what shakes loose essentially. um I don't know if you guys can hear all of the notifications that are popping up on my computer. Everything's supposed to be asleep, so I don't know why that's happening either. So you guys might hear some very distracting beeps and dings coming through, and my apologies for that. So and I don't know how to turn it off right now. Okay, so let's go into these gates. Let's go into these human design gates. So when I'm talking about this, I feel it's time to bring this up again. There are specific gates that are showing up throughout the week. And I get this information from this book right here. I am not getting paid to share this information with you. It really is that helpful. It is the Quantum Human Design Evolution Guide by Dr. Karen Parker. And I am so thankful for this book. So if you are into human design, go check it out. I don't even have a link for it. Like it's literally just that useful for me. So, human design, we've got gate 48 coming in, and this is happening the day after the full moon, and it's in conjunction with this full moon. And this gate is all about depth, it's all about wisdom. It is, if you're looking at it in the less optimal state, it can look like a fear of trying something, a fear of trying something new, like kind of this survival instinct, right? And I've been running into that with some of these patterns that I myself am shedding during this period. And it can be like that little voice in your head being like, you can't do it. You're not good enough. There's no way that you can do X, Y, or Z, right? Now, if you're able to work and you're able to transmute some of that, or you're able to shift your perspective, what you'll be looking to shift or transmute for this is like this exploratory wisdom. Get really curious. I've been telling this to pretty much all of my clients all through this week and to my friends. If you get really curious, instead of like sitting and hanging out with the I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do this, I don't know how, whatever that story may be, and instead you start asking questions. This is the key to this, you guys. Start asking questions. Get really into exploring things, learn, and it's all about really transmuting into trust for yourself, like you were just talking about, Bonnie, right? Trusting your intuition, trusting spirit, trusting faith. And you can be like, okay, let me give you just like a mini little thing for this. If I were like, oh, I would like to create a 7 course dinner, an incredible 7 course dinner, immediately pops up is, oh, I don't have the time. I don't really know how. I don't even know how I would do that. Like, and all this kind of, I can even feel the fear when I'm saying those things kind of bubble up into my beingness. So instead of holding and latching on to the I can't, I don't know, I'm not sure, what you do instead is go, if I were, if I were to make a 7 course dinner, what courses would I want to do? Hmm, how would it look? How would I set the table? Ooh, who would I invite? And it's not digging into the processing of it, right? It's not digging into the why am I thinking about I'm not good enough? It's just reattaching directly into the dream of it. Does that make sense? Bonnie, do you have some clarity for them to come in potentially?
Yeah, I was hearing the flipping of the script and adding whimsy to it. So it's asking those questions of play that allows you to play so that you aren't focusing on what didn't work in the past or what you don't know, that you can focus on where or what is it that I'm going to do. Maybe it's all appetizers, or maybe it's candy, a 7 course candy meal. Look how happy you
Tapas.
are.
God, I love tapas. Give me some stuffed
Yes.
mushroom caps any day, man.
And so if you can feel the change in the frequency just in that laughter and that celebration, that is the frequency of moving through something by removing those attachments to what you think it should be, or that you can't do it, or you've never done it before.
I love that. Thank you so. Oh, I swear that squirrel's literally staring at me right now. Literally, there's a forgiveness that I need to have with this squirrel. All my clients know this squirrel. All of them do. So I also want to bring in because we've got another gate that's enacting this week, Bonnie, which is on April 5th. We've got the human design gate of 51, which is initiation, right? In the quantum, this is called initiation. One of the things that this can look like is it can look like some shock. It can look like losing your purpose. And that may come in for you. And if that comes in, it's totally fine. I've lost my purpose many a times. It never disappears. It never just goes away. It's just normally means a new evolution of it. So this could also look like losing your I am, right? Losing who you may think yourself to be. Um, this can bring up in the non-optimal form, it can bring up some bitterness, it could bring up some anger, it could also bring up extreme control, like really tight, like I need to control this. So if those things are starting to happen with you around April 5th, just pay attention, be aware. And if you want to flip the script, like Bonnie was saying, and transmute this, the gift for this is that cycles just like this happen. I have been in this world doing spiritual woo woo stuff since I was 8. I've been doing it consciously for well over a decade now. And it still happens to me, guys. I still get angry. I still get bitter. I still go through massive releasing patterns as well. Like the thing is it doesn't really end. It's just how we deal with it, how we live with it, how we perceive it as it's happening. And the main thing, this is always one of my favorite quotes, but this came through so clearly, you guys, when I was writing all this down this morning, is the quote is, and I don't know who to attribute it to, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And I'm going to have you breathe into that. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Right? Like all of these extreme breaks and these tower moments and the washiness of this entire washing machine of this world is just what it is. And nothing is happening to you. You can choose to take ownership. You can choose to not be in a victim role of this. And you can choose to lead your own life if you want to. Even if it seems like you can't, you still can.
Love that. Everyone, take a breath all the way up to your shoulders. I keep feeling my shoulders tightening. And so bring them up when you inhale. Oh, there we go. And then let them down when you exhale. The white buffalo woman is here for you. You're laughing. You almost spit your beverage out.
She's one of my peoples. She's
Yes.
one of my peoples. I am very appreciative of her wisdom.
So
Yeah.
this is from the Earth Warriors deck, and she's here so that you are held and you have hope. She is the herald for the birth of the divine upon a new earth. And you are held in her heart so that you will recognize her beautiful grace of spirit in your own. And she is the divine sign of rebirth and harmony.
I also want to bring in, since she's coming in, I would like to mention the Lakota and the Sioux people, which is her, she's from their mythology. Um, yeah, I think that's important to bring in and to give honor to and gratitude to. I'm getting calls. I remember a few years ago, it got really popular to know whose land you were on, right? Whose land this was stolen from, and yeah, can you really steal something that should never be owned? Is what just came in too. So, yeah, if you want to Google that, it's really, really, really good to know. I know when I'm in Austin, I'm on the land of the Tonkawa and the uh, Humanos, Humanos, Homino, Humanos, yeah. Um, Dallas, I'm pretty sure it's Tonkawa, and I think there's another one, but it's not coming to mind right now. So yeah, it's like I said, this is probably one of the most chaotic episodes that we will have, and it's raining throughout all of this, and I'm in full acceptance of it because just like, well, I was gonna say just like the squirrel that's eating all of my peanuts, and I said squirrel, and he looked at me. Um, but he's very hyper focused right now. Maybe he's taking my hyper focus, and I'm getting to be the squirrel today.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I want to speak into I'm on the Kumeyaay land, and it's made up of 13 nations. So there are other tribes within that, but they go by Kumeyaay and 13 nations. Mm,
That's awesome. Okay, we ready for the next one?
yes.
Okay. Oh, guys, we got a full moon in Libra happening, and I wrote yay. I don't know why I wrote yay, but there was some sort of yay. And we've got full moon in Libra, and this is happening within the 12th degree. And what's interesting is it's actually, opposite or hanging out with the sun in Aries, right? Sun is in Aries right now, full moon in Libra. So what's happening now is like partnership really is going to be getting some like really good perspective. So if you're in partnership with somebody, either romantically, business wise, etc., it's all about the me versus we dance, right? And how you're dancing. Like, how do I look in this relationship? How do we look together in this relationship? It's a really auspicious time to have these conversations. Like, do we even want to stay in this relationship? Is it still fulfilling? Bonnie, by the way, I want to stay in this relationship. I still love you and I still love this and I still want to keep doing it. So, right, something just even along those lines. So, if you've had a relationship in your life, whether it be, parents, friends, business, romantic, that things have felt really washy, it's a really great time to sit down and be really vulnerable with each other, really honest with each other. Like, Aries sun is sitting there going, me. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to my stuff. I need help with this. And Libra's like, dude, nah. Like, find balance, find perspective. So a really good like mini practice for this is that old phrase, right? If you were to walk in somebody else's shoes, if you can sit into their perspective. And there's a great technique for this. If you want to go look it up, if you're kind of like a super personal development geek like I am, there's something called the imago technique. It's a Japanese technique that is used in business relationships to help conflict resolution. And I highly recommend going taking a look at that technique. Essentially, it's one person talking, airing their grievances, the other person listening, repeating back. Just go look it up if you're interested. I'm not going to give you the full rundown. But the whole point of this full moon is, can you put somebody else's yourself in somebody else's shoes, especially if you're villainizing them, especially if you're pissed off with them, especially if you're angry with them, how you disrupt that pattern, right? This is a way that you can tend and grow your partnerships. Can you do both, right? Can you do both? Can you still be in the place of me while also thinking about the other person's perspective? And that's a good distinction to make, is to not just go into this empathy mode and this almost martyr mode of being your partner, right? It's you're putting yourself in their perspective, not all of their emotions. You're not taking all that shit on for yourself. You're just kind of walking in their shoes. And it's funny, Bonnie, that card is coming up again. She keeps
I
screaming.
was, so it's the feathers that have been yelling at me since you started that last bit. There's an amplification happening with our third eye, but the feathers are grounding it so that I can take flight.
What's hilarious, can you bring up the other card as well, the partner, the green card?
That's
Yep,
funny.
those two.
They were sitting next to each other.
Okay, so this is what I'm cracking up. I was talking about the two card. You're talking about the white buffalo woman card. And this is the partnership, right? I can't see. I thought Bonnie knew which card I was talking about, but she, in her head, saw the white buffalo card. I saw the two, right? And then we also have, yeah, we have this third eye thing happening on both of these cards, guys, right? Look at this. Look at, and like this kind of oval eye pattern shift that's happening. And this is what we're talking about, right? This is literally what we're talking about during this time. And how can you meet in the partnership? And I want to bring in the numerology for these as well, because we've got all even numbers. We got 44 and we've got two, right? So if we pull down 44, that reduces down to a two, right? And also, right, two is all about balance. And that's literally what we're talking about here. We can't make this stuff up, you guys. It's
Mhm.
wild. So,
Yeah, this for me represents harmony,
mm,
harmony of the inner self, giving and receiving, receiving and giving.
yeah. Gosh,
Yeah.
so good. So good. So to get that, if you want harmony, you want balance, show up fucking real. Show up authentic. Show up in your truth. Show up as messy and chaotic. If I need to be the example every fucking time, I will be the example. Like show up however you are, right? Recently I've been noticing a lot of masks on people, especially people that are in this kind of work. And it's like they like I was there that you have to like be a certain way to be on camera.
Mm.
Like you have to have a certain polished look. And it feels very fucking capitalist to me. I don't know. Whatever. And show up however you are.
Yeah, your magic is needed, your energy is needed. We're here to do all the things joyful, whimsy, weird, wonderful.
Or gross or nasty or angry or sad. I love Bonnie and I love the whimsy and I love the joy and I appreciate her for it. And also fucking swamp weather. Like both are equally acceptable. Yeah. I, yeah. Yeah. Team fuck it up. I like how you type that in instead of saying it out loud. She's like, I'm
I
going to
didn't,
make EO say this.
I didn't want to interrupt your what you were saying.
Oh my God. I love you. All right. You guys, you want to talk about this Mercury and shadow dealio?
Yeah, we have enough time.
We've got 10 more minutes left, and I've still got a new moon and a 5 month or new month, new you. Yeah. So Mercury shadows, um, these are going to continue through April 8th, bro. Like, what ended up happening is like, yeah, Mercury went direct on the 20th, and like things started moving and things felt a lot better with communication, et cetera, et cetera. The shadow still hangs on though until it reaches the degree that it went in to retrograde on. Until it reaches like the other point of that, it stays in shadow. That means that essentially that even though it's not in retrograde anymore, that some of those patterns can still kind of be playing out, and you can see those playing out. Recently somebody was like, I don't want to have a meeting until the end of Mercury retrograde, and I'm like, I kind of laughed at that because I was like, bro, like, okay, like if that's what we need right now, like that's okay, right? And also, like, these things are always going to be happening. Mercury goes Gatorade all the freaking time. I'm not sure if you've noticed that, right? It is all of these transits, all of these things, all of this soup is always going to be happening. Mercury's going to be in retrograde. Mercury's going to be in shadow. Mercury's going to be, moving the right freaking direction. Aries is going to be touching, your ass of Sagittarius on the third fucking week of November, right? Like all of this stuff is always going to be happening. It's how do you deal with it? How do you show up when the shit is hitting the fan, so to speak? And this is not just astrologically, this is here in this life, in this world, right? Like, are you going to still show up with grace and compassion for yourself? Are you going to still show up and have your foundations for yourself? Right? Bonnie's saying in the chat, so many rules for ourselves and those around us, often without even being known or understood, even by the person with the rule. Can you come in and talk about that more, Bonnie, please?
Yeah, I was talking about this recently. I can't remember who, I guess that doesn't matter. That okay, so here's an example. I had a friend move in maybe in 2020, and I said something about the kitchen or the dishwasher, and we both stopped and looked at each other and was like, who made that fucking rule about the dishwasher? I did, and I didn't even know I was making it. And I realized that I had been putting all of these rules about how I personally use my own kitchen. Because I'd been living alone for probably a year. And I was like, what the heck? Where did those come from? Why did I do that? So, um, speaking on that person not wanting to have a meeting until Mercury gets out of retrograde, that's a rule that they made for themselves, and they're inflicting it on other people. They probably didn't even know that was a rule that they had, just that they were like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, and that was very much the vibe, was like this thing. It was really interesting because, like, and this is just, it might be a projection, it might be, but my perception is that they were using it because they didn't actually want to talk about the thing that we need to talk about. And I
Yeah.
almost called it out. I almost got really catty with it. And I almost was like, if that's what you need, dear, right? Like I was so, so close. And then I was like, okay, let's step into the higher path. That actually won't serve us in this relationship, right? And again, with the
Mm.
relationships, it's like, is that going to serve the relationship? No, it's just going to add more fuel to the fire. Sometimes it's good to add fuel to the fire, sometimes not so good.
Mm.
So yeah, like I love that, Bonnie. It's like, what stories have you created for yourself that could potentially be arbitrary or could potentially be holding you back? Like, like if I can't have a conversation anytime that Mercury's in Gatorade, I'm fucked, man. My business is screwed, right? I've got to be able to talk to my clients no matter what's happening. And the way that I do that is by really being really honest with my clients and being like, oh, I'm really tired right now. Just FYI. Just like we do here with you guys in Somae, right? And Bonnie does the same thing with her work as well. It's to show up as authentically as humanly possible. Yeah. And God, I remember a friend of mine. I was talking to a friend and I was giving them some like free readings and stuff like that. And they got really catty with me and they were like, you know what? Go ahead and contact me again when you're in a higher vibrational level. And I was like, heard. You contact me when you figure out that there are no higher vibrational levels. That whole God, I can't even remember
Oh.
his name. That dude that did that whole linear like sadness is at like the 400 and joy and
Mm.
whatever is at like 16,000 billion or whatever. Yeah, thank you, David Hawkins. Man, talk about like I get what he was trying to do. I understand it, but that is not the way this works, bro. Like, it is not a linear scale, it is a circular scale. It is
Mm.
a circular scale, and one is not better than the other. Grief is not better than joy. Joy is not better than grief. They are just different spots on that same wheel. You got joy here, you got grief here, you got anger here, you got happiness here, right? They just are all interconnected on the same wheel. Ugh.
Mm.
Ugh.
Everyone take a breath into that.
Thank you. I can get very passionate.
I love it. I love it so much. And I love that there isn't one way to think of things. If people resonate with David Hawkins and it is speaking to what they where they are in their lives, yes, that is for you. And if it's not, use something else. There, but when we force that on other people, then that's also making a rule for ourselves and that other person.
Yeah, no shame, you guys. If you love David
Yeah.
Hawkins, like totally own it, be there, right? Like I will poke bears sometimes. I personally like, and I get what he did, right? I think it was very, very, very incredible uh information to put out there. It'd be interesting because I don't follow him super duper closely, but it'd be interesting to see what he's thought after the fact because I know a lot of people like shame is the lowest vibrating emotional energy, but the thing is he's talking about the vibrating, right? This almost kind of pops up into like that pop psychology type stuff, right? And just because he laid it out in a linear thing doesn't mean he actually meant it in a linear way, right? And so I haven't done enough research to double check on that and seen his perspective. So, you know. All right, we got one more thing, which is the new moon, new you, 5 month. Lindsay, are you going to come in? Yeah, it's not linear, it's frequency. So if Lindsay would like to come in, I would like to call her in. I'm going to give it a few seconds here and see if she wants to jump in. All right. I'm not seeing her. I'm not hearing her. So I'm going to just move.
Hello.
Oh, there she is. Hi, my love.
Hi.
So you want to
Well,
tell us, you want to tell us about tomorrow we're entering into this beautiful 5 months.
um, dude, I do. So it's kind of it's interesting because the energy of the full moon itself, like what you've been talking about, balance and partnership and things is very two energy. Um, and then you also spoke about power earlier too, which is very eight energy. So there's this really big like kind of dichotomy of energy happening, it seems like to bust into five energy, which is um so for me personally, like I'm into energy. Um, so the month for me is a little bit different, but universally we are going into five. And so jumping into five energy is kind of like it's very vivacious. It's definitely going to be energy that asks you to stretch yourself, if that makes sense. Very stretching. It's some people say that I'm trying to find the right quote, but like life is meant to be there's more in life to endure than to be enjoyed. And five energy is like ha 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 ha, ha. No, that's perception, bitch. Like there's a lot in life to be experienced. And five is the energy of experience of our senses, of sensuality. So, and not just sensuality in the way that we think of it in, like kind of a sex or intimacy way, but literal senses, the senses of the body to experience life with your body. So that is like that's the energy that we're coming into with this April. It's a big catalyst for change and growth. And the focus would be more on seeing the world as your oyster, not your prison.
Mm,
So if anybody's
Mm.
kind of feeling, I mean, there's heavy energy in the world right now, like not just for us in the United States, but in the world, right?
yeah.
It's been one fuck of a year. Like what in the actual?
It's
Yeah.
it,
So you have to like call yourself out on any negativity and narrow-mindedness going into a five. It's our freedom energy. It's definitely going to ask us to get in touch with what freedom means to us. Um,
that's literally what I have as the practice. Where do you want more freedom? Like write it
yes.
down. Where do you want more freedom? Like break free from stagnation. I've got a question for you. One of the things that I wrote down here that I didn't quite get, but they just told me to write it down is I wrote down itchy feet.
Itchy feet.
So
Bonnie,
itchy feet
Bonnie knows what it
is
is.
itchy feet is a phrase that I use. And it's when um, I'm on plant medicine and it is like the need to move in a way, get up and move.
Mm,
This is a time to
Yeah.
pick yourself up. It is a time to not be sitting or be still. And movement doesn't have to look like what you think it does. But if you've got itchy feet, that's an indicator. That is a body sensation. It is intuition guiding you to get up and move.
I love that you're bringing that in because I before we came on the call and I'm gonna make this really brief because we're closed out on time. Um, is I was telling Bonnie like I have been in like a deep addiction pattern again that I haven't been in for ages, and I just had to cold turkey all of it, right? Like that was the itchy feet for me. Was like I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this addiction. So yeah. So thank you so very much, Lindsay, for coming on and sharing this with us and telling us more about this 5 month. Hopefully this can be a thing. Like at the beginning of the month, every month you give us the new month. I would love to have that happen if you're into it. I want to bring in some more experts here and there as we get them and have them join us. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
I'm definitely down. I have just one little bit to add to it. Because we're universally in a year one. So the energies of one and five relate to sudden change, adventure, freedom, achievement. It's very forward momentum movement. So that itchy feet thing that you guys were just talking about seems to really like make sense in this combination of the one and five. So it's, you know, I just my advice is like lean into this sense of adventure with open curiosity and this movement, whatever that means for you, right? Physical movement, like movement forward in your life and your relationships and your career, whatever that means. It's really fully supported, and not just supported, it's going to smack you right in the face this month if you don't get on board. It's
Thank
coming for
you.
you.
Thanks so much, love. I also love ending on a good sense of impending doom.
Do you
I
have
love
a
it.
message
Lindsay
around
muted herself
impending doom?
right when I said
No,
that.
I did. I
Oh,
did
and
it.
she's cracking the fuck up too. Okay, you guys. So on that sense of impending doom, don't get smacked in the face with the brick unless you want to. I'm kind of into getting smacked in the brick, in the face with bricks multiple times. It's just, I guess it's a thing that I'm down for. Universal BDSM. So let us know in the comments if you have any questions, if you like how this week is feeling for you. If you're watching this video like later in the week or at the end of the week, I know a lot of people like to watch it at the end of the week, and let us know like what rang true for you, what hit the hardest for you this week. Or come back to this and rewatch it at the end of the week to be like, oh well, that was a thing for me this week. And, just a reminder, like, comment, and subscribe. Please, guys, we really love doing these and we want to keep doing these. And for us to keep doing these, we need to get a little bit of momentum back here. So especially if you're our friends or our clients, like, dude, if you're not smashing that like button, I'm gonna come poke you. Like literally, my fingernails are very sharp right now. I will sit there and poke you until you do. Poke. So love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come join us in school. Come hang out. Drink lots of water. I'm taking Bonnie's part. I'm going to be quiet so Bonnie can tell you the part of drinking water and breathing more and being kind to yourself because that's more Bonnie than it is me. I don't give a fuck. Go eat Taco Bell if you want.
I was like, great, I'm going to come in and smack you all around now. I keep hearing to use your tools. Use whatever tools you have that are coming forward, that are catching your eye as you look around your room, or even when you're out in nature. Connect in. You're not doing it wrong. There's nothing you have to do. You get to practice with whatever is coming through for you in this time. Yes. And take a goddamn fucking deep breath. Drink your water. Sit your ass down. Be in silence.
You coming in spicy is like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I was like, what else is there?
It's so good. All right. We'll see you next week, you guys. Like, we'll see you next week. We've got a lot of stuff happening. Aries is playing all over the place next week. So if you're interested in Aries and you're interested in that and what the new gates we're going to be running into with human design, come drop in. And for those that are here live, stick around for after hours. Love you guys.